Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is TyCasts, and we are on to the second match of the round of 16, Group C, and we have Jaedong here, using the moniker JD. He is also known as the Tyrant. Just a legendary Zerg, the most accomplished Zerg of all time in StarCraft Brood War. You know, so much pedigree with this player, and I personally am a big fan of his playstyle, his personality. He's just awesome. And we saw there, both of these players have a low ZVZ win rate, but I think the difference here is Soulkey's is pretty solidified, right? He's 9-16, as we see right there, 36% win rate, whereas Jaedong's earlier we saw was 3-5, and that's just not that many games. And I gotta tell you, Jaedong is a ZVZ expert. That's kind of what he was known as way back in 2008, maybe 2007. They often kind of call it JVZ instead of ZVZ because Jaedong, when he's controlling the Zerg race, it's like it's his own brand, and he's just an absolute expert at it. Now, in the modern era, Jaedong, he's been out of the game for a while, for quite a few seasons. I think the last time he was in ASL was over 6 or 7 seasons ago. He completed his military service just recently, and he's getting back into StarCraft now. I follow his stream quite a bit. I watch a lot of his Afreeca TV stream, and he's in good shape. He's constantly trading with some high-level players. His practice partners are pretty much the top ASL players. He's constantly playing with people like Best, Mini, Soulkey at times, right? These guys all know each other and they play against each other all the time. So I've seen Jaedong take games off of them, lose games as well, so he's definitely on par, and I think we're going to see a good ZVZ here. Jaedong played Soulkey in the round of 24, actually, and I believe he advanced to this round, to the round of 16, from a win that he took off with Soulkey, where he really made Soulkey look like, like he outclassed him basically with a Mutilus Micro. And I think in the Korean pro gaming community, Soulkey is known to have a pretty weak ZVZ match. So, with that full knowledge from their last match, as well as Soulkey understanding that it's his weak matchup, let's see if Soulkey has really taken this time to practice and kind of shore up his ZVZ skills. He knew full well that there's a pretty large number of Zergs in the ASL tournament still, and I think it's the most represented race actually currently in round of 16. There's 7 Zergs, and I believe it's like 5 Protoss and 4 Terrans or something like that. So lots of ZVZ ahead for Soulkey, and he in an interview he said that he would really focus on practicing that matchup. So let's see what he brings to the table here. Alright, we have Jaedong spawning at the bottom right, and Soulkey up here at the top right. First match is being played on Vermeer, and this is actually just going to be a best of 1. In the round of 16, it's like a dual tournament style where the first match is a best of 1, and then they get dropped into the respective upper and lower brackets for the day, for the group, and so they play a best of 3 in the winners and losers match. So, ZVZ is already kind of a coin flip, or at least people think so, and best of 1 is even more of a coin flip, so anything can happen here, but, as a Zerg player myself, I do feel that ZVZ is not, it's not as much of a coin flip as people say, I think. I think generally the higher skilled player, the player with a higher level of understanding in ZVZ, they come out on top more often than not. So let's see how things shake out here. We have Jaedong scouting currently clockwise, and that's going to be the wrong direction. And Soulkey is going to get a little advantage here by scouting clockwise as well, and find Jaedong. Jaedong going for a 12 hatch build, and I believe we saw Soulkey with the overpool. So I think straight away we're going to have Jaedong on the defensive, right? His spawning pool is going to be a lot later than Soulkey's, and he's not going to know where Soulkey is, so might be a little dicey here right from the get-go.
결론적으로 봤을 때는 선택 자체는 과감한 쪽이 좀 더 나을 수 있는 상황이 돼 버렸습니다.
Alright, Soulkey finds the hatchery, but Jaedong's second Overlord spots Soulkey's Overlord, so now they're you know, Jaedong knows where his opponent is. But he doesn't know what Soulkey's build order was, right? If it was a 9 pool, then those Zerglings would be showing up at his doorstep right about now. You can see that Jaedong's Overlord is kind of scouting that walking path, right? He's kind of moving up towards Soulkey's base, but in the direct path, so he doesn't see any Zerglings coming across the map, which is, you know, probably a sigh of relief for him. He doesn't have to worry about a really early 9-pool rush. You know, after he went for a 12-hatch build. So he's probably thinking his opponent went for like a 12-hatch as well, or maybe a tech build. Now we know that Soulkey did go for an early gas tech build. He's got a lair coming up already, and he's banking a fair amount of gas already. Jaedong going for his own lair at his natural expansion. That's very interesting. You know, probably to just get some more health on that structure in case things get really crazy. You know, if you lose your natural, you're probably going to lose the game anyway, so he's going to put his lair at the natural instead. Alright, so at this point, Soulkey's definitely going to have a bit of the tech advantage and the earlier gas mining advantage. He's going to have, you know, Mutalisks earlier and more of them, probably. But we see that Jaedong's 12 hatchery build has given him more supply, probably in the form of these Zerglings that he's starting to stockpile here. Alright, we got a Spire just started for Jaedong, whereas Soulkey's is about a quarter of the way finished already. But looks like Jaedong's actually going to be the aggressor here. Really starting to produce quite a few Zerglings. They're moving across the map there. They're already halfway there. Soulkey kind of sniffed this out. He put a Sunken Colony for defense, and he's lining up his Zerglings in a nice concave. Now Jaedong's coming in here, immediately surrounds the 2 drones in the natural base, takes out one of them very quickly, but Soulkey holding strong. He's not reacting, not overreacting, I should say, to that run-in. And he kept control over his ramp. But, you know, one really quick pick-off of the drone is going to give Jaedong a little bit of advantage. And, you know, Soulkey's Spire is faster, but it's not so much faster that he has, that he's going to get a big, you know, Mutalisk advantage, I don't think. Especially with this kind of Zergling pressure, it's going to force some Zerglings out of Soulkey, I think. Another drone gets picked off. Jaedong's kind of controlling the Zergling group in 2 groups here, and he's starting to do a full engagement here. I'm not sure about this one with the Sunken Colony there. Yeah, pretty good trade for Soulkey, I would say. Now Soulkey's got 4 additional supply, and he's starting to come across the map. But it looks like Soulkey is not interested in Zerglings because he doesn't have speed yet. It looks like all of his gas is going towards Mutalisks. And now we got Jaedong a bit on the back foot here. He's got Zergling speed, so that's going to give him the upper hand on the Zergling versus Zergling attacks, but these Mutalisks are starting to get down here very quickly. Scourges spawn just in time to push back the Soulkey's Mutalisks, and Jaedong is just kind of starting to stabilize, but these 4 Mutalisks are going to come in here, start trying to pick off these drones, to put some damage on one, but doesn't quite get it. But the Mutalisks are still coming back. Oh, Scourges connect to Soulkey's Mutalisks, and additional Scourges are flooding down here from Soulkey. We got a full Mutalisk on Mutalisk engagement. Soulkey taking maybe not the best trade in terms of Mutalisks hitting each other, and now we have JD showing his superior micro, chasing away Soulkey's Mutalisk, but Scourges come back down to reinforce, but we see Jaedong is able to kill off those Scourge without taking any hits, but a couple of these slow Soulkey Zerglings get into the main base, pick off a drone immediately. We saw that the lair was bleeding in the natural of Jaedong, so it looks like those Zerglings try to focus down that natural expansion there a little bit. Not sure if he got any drones in the process as well. I know he got the one drone in the main base, but I don't know if he got any additional drones. And after everything's said and done, Jaedong still has a slight supply advantage. And we also see Jaedong just blazing here at 450 APM. You know, that's not early game spam. That is his actual mid-game ZVZ APM. Definitely playing at his highest ability right now, and the game's quieted down just a tiny bit. Both players stockpiling their air forces with Mutalisk and Scourge. Well, Soulkey is actually choosing to go with more Scourge, whereas Jaedong, I think, is going with a pure Mutalisk production. A couple Scourge coming up now. One quick swipe takes out one of the Scourge, and Soulkey can't quite tell how many Mutalisks Jaedong has. Another engagement here, full-on engagement. Scourges connect for Jaedong onto the Mutalisk, but Soulkey's Scourges don't quite connect, maybe a couple of them, but not all of them, and now we got the chase. More Scourges coming to reinforce, but I think Jaedong took a big advantage in that engagement. More of his Scourges connected, more of his Mutalisks were able to get their glaives off as well. We see Jaedong here with a superior Mutalisk army. I think he's got 7, and Soulkey trying to protect his Overlord there. You see this nasty dogfight in the air here, but Jaedong clearly is taking the better of these engagements now with a 10 supply advantage. And in ZVZ, that is pretty big. Jaedong's kind of sweeping over here, taking out drones, one-shotting them. His Scourge kind of connected on Overlord. I don't think he wanted that. And a couple of Soulkey's Scourge also connect onto Jaedong's Mutalisk. Jaedong's Mutalisk will fly back as they lick their wounds. A couple of Zerglings try to come up and poke into Soulkey's base here, forcing Soulkey's Mutalisk back to defend against those just for a bit. The supply is still quite a bit in the lead for Jaedong, and we see Soulkey pretty heavily supply blocked, so maybe that choice to Scourge one of Soulkey's Overlords was actually deliberate. 2 Zerglings sneak into Soulkey's base. This is so annoying. Takes out a drone. Is he going to take out another one? He does not take out another one, but he forces a pull from the drones, and he gets rid of one. So, yeah, we are starting to see a bit of an advantage go the way of Jaedong here. We also got a shot of a Spore Colony going up for Jaedong at his natural. Really cool choice. Kind of going to create, you know, it's right there over by his extractor. And that's going to help create kind of like a core defensive location for him. Spore colonies are actually insane in terms of ground-to-air DPS. It's like the highest air DPS that Zerg has. So, really cool choice to put that up, even while he's got quite an advantage. He's probably thinking, you know, he's got an advantage, so he's going to kind of keep that advantage by shoring up his defenses a bit. A couple Zerglings run out to just scout things out, try to do a little run by, and we got Jaedong committing to a counterattack here, maybe relying on this Spore Colony. Yeah, it's going to push Soulkey back. So relying on the Spore Colony, the Scourges try to keep Soulkey's base, keep Soulkey's Mutalisks away from his base while the Zerglings get into Soulkey's main mineral line, and Jaedong's Mutalisks find this flock of Scourge and start picking them off. Yeah, I think... Ooh, actually, we got a bit of an interception here, where Soulkey's Mutalisks have found Jaedong's, but Jaedong's Mutalisks had a couple Scourge hidden in there, but we have just massive damage going on down here inside of Soulkey's main base. All it was 4 Zerglings, right? They got in there, ran by the Sunken Colony, and cleared out that mineral line, forcing the pull. And now they're starting to go to work on the Spire, killing any stray drones, and forcing Soulkey to run back, fly back with his Mutalisk to clear that out. So yeah, lots of little engagements, but the story here is that we continue to see Jaedong take just slightly better engagements here, finding a stray Overlord here in the middle of the map. They're getting into this mode where they're just trying to create dark clouds of Scourges now. When you're microing Mutalisk on Mutalisk, the most effective number of Mutalisks to have is 11, right? So you can stack them appropriately and control them as a single group like this. Anything beyond that is going to require 2 control groups of Mutalisks, and that's just much harder. So sometimes it's better to just continue producing Scourges as soon as you hit that magic number of 11. Jaedong allowing his Scourges to fly all the way into Soulkey's base, not kind of disrespecting Soulkey's micro, I think. Usually at this level, pro players are able to do their kind of moving shot micro and prevent their Mutalisks from taking hits from any Scourges that are just kind of set to attack like that. But we saw there that Soulkey wasn't able to push away those Scourges in time, and actually the Scourges were able to connect to, I think all 3 of them connected onto a Mutalisk. Jaedong taking a 3rd base now, so that is kind of officially getting into a late game scenario for ZVZ. ZVZ's 90% of them end on 2 bases, 2 base versus 2 base. Single Scourge comes up here to check Soulkey's situation, what his mineral saturation is like, and Jaedong is going to be happy to see that there's still no drones really in the main base of Soulkey. Looks like Jaedong is getting ready here for a major engagement. He's probably taking a survey of everything going on, seeing that his opponent cannot possibly have been mining as much as him, and so Jaedong's army size has got to be bigger at this point. Neither of these players are upgraded, so they've just gone for pure unit production. There's no Carapace. Usually you see Carapace, maybe. Oh, geez, a big engagement going down in the middle of the map here. Scourge is just completely connecting it however they please. And now Soulkey moving back with his Mutalisks as the Scourges chase him away, but Jaedong feels like he's got a huge advantage here. He's just trying to do the moving shot onto the Mutalisk flock. And yeah, it's a full engagement. Jaedong wants to end this game, but more Scourges pop out, and they're going to push away Jaedong's Mutes. I think... Oh, actually, Jaedong finds a little pocket and slips back up into the main base of Soulkey, taking out drones while under duress, and now the Scourges of Jaedong can find their targets and destroy those Mutalisks in the air, and we have Jaedong taking that match in a flurry of glaives at the end there. Yeah, Soulkey, I think he showed a pretty good ZVZ there, but still clearly not really, on the same level as Jaedong at the moment. Jaedong's, I think where Jaedong is showing a clear advantage is in his Mutalisk micro, right? His high APM and Mutalisk micro. Soulkey's definitely just a bit lacking, I'd say, and if you're just a bit lacking on Mutalisk micro in a ZVZ at this level, it's going to show pretty heavily. Alright, awesome to see Jaedong take that victory. We're going to see him advance to the winner's bracket, where he is going to go against JYJ, I believe. So, Jaedong versus JYJ, ZVT. Super excited about that one, and I hope to see you there too. Thanks for joining.